A few days ago, I drove an ICE vehicle after 7 months of driving an EV, and let me tell you, the difference I felt was not small. In this video, I am going to tell you each and every difference that you feel between driving an EV and driving an ICE car. We're used to driving cars that have an engine, that have that grunt, that have changing gears, that has a clutch. But today's video is mainly going to be focused on the major differences. I'm not going to be jumping into the gear changes, how you manage the clutch, any of that. For reference, the ICE car was the XUV 700 and the electric car is this BE6. Now the first difference you feel is the sound and vibration when the car is in the idle position. When you turn on an EV, you don't really know even if it's turned on, but the moment you turn on the engine of a car, you hear that grunt, you feel that vibration. One might say that it feels like the soul of a car, and I do agree with it, but the peace that an EV brings is no joke. You do not feel a thing inside the cabin, you hear absolutely nothing, and that is actually something we should not take for granted. The next thing, the moment you start driving, you miss the instant torque of an EV. This is actually like a switch, so the moment I press the accelerator, the car goes flying. There is absolutely no lag. There is no time difference between when you push the accelerator and when the car catches up. And there is a lag no matter which car you try. Of course, luxury or sports cars like the Porsche, the BMWs, they have very less lag. But I'm talking about an ICE versus EV in the same segment. So even when you're overtaking in an EV, you have 100% confidence and you actually overtake without giving it a single amount of thought. When you're driving an ICE car, you actually think about the downshifts, how much power you'll get, and you actually calculate the distance more conservatively. But with an EV, you're confident that it is going to catch up speed just because it has that instant power. Even if you look at the Nexon EV, the Punch EV, all of them have instant torque in the lower end. So if I'm going from 0 to 60, every EV is actually faster than an ICE in the same segment. The next difference I felt was the sound insulation. The BE6, the XUV9E and the 9S actually get acoustic glass, so the outside noise that you hear is actually comparatively very less. So even when you're standing in traffic or you're driving the car, the outside noise that enters the cabin is considerably less. It's not a small difference. The next difference I felt was in the driving feel. Let me tell you, I've fallen in love with the way this car drives. I'm not talking about the suspension. That I've already posted multiple videos and the suspension is a mess. What I'm talking about is the feel. The steering feedback is absolutely awesome. You actually feel like you have complete control over the car. Again, not talking about the comfort or the suspension. I'm talking about if I can make quick cuts with it. Yes, I can, provided there are no bumps, obviously. The next difference is that Born EVs actually have the battery at the bottom, at the floor of the car. And the high voltage battery is the main heaviest component of an EV. So the center of gravity is actually very low. Whereas in an ICE car, your center of gravity is higher and the engine is actually situated in the front, so that weight is not distributed as evenly as in an EV. Now how this matters is because of the low center of gravity, you actually have considerably less body roll if you compare it to an SUV or a car in the same segment. Of course, if you go for a sedan, then that will have even lower body roll. But as I told you, this was BE6 versus XUV 700, and the center of gravity in this, you see the horrible suspension. I'm just worried the phone will move because of how much the car shakes. So because of the low center of gravity, the car feels more stable, it feels glued to the road, and you actually can push higher speeds. The next difference I felt was in the music quality. Now it might be because the BE6 has a smaller cabin than the 700, so the sound seems like it's coming from closer to your ears, and in the XUV it has a bigger sound space and the sound spreads all across you. The 360 experience might be better in the XUV 700 because of the larger cabin size, but the bass you feel and the sound you feel, so in your stomach you feel that bass, that is more in this vehicle. Especially after the bass cut has been resolved, the sound system has been really amazing. The next difference is the cost. So the running cost of driving an EV is actually comparatively very less to an ICE car, and also that difference is not small either. Yes, you have to plan your charging stops. Yes, you have to get an EV charger installed at home, but that is actually a one-time investment, the home charger. So now whenever I take this car out for a drive, I do not have to think about petrol pumps, I do not have to wait in long queues, and I definitely do not have to worry about the shitty E20 petrol that has now been going out. This is actually another major difference. E20 fuel might be the turning point of EV versus ICE. Yes, I know that cars after 2023 are compatible with E20, but come on, you will lose some mileage, and E20 today, E30 tomorrow, E50 and year after. There is absolutely no end to this. I'll also add that the suspension of the XUV700, which is a 3 to 4 year old car, felt way more consistent than the suspension of the BE6. The XUV felt more stable over potholes, and this shakes quite a lot. XUV, now you see these are rumble strips. The whole car actually shakes, and I was going at 39 kilometers per hour. The car should be able to take small rumble strips. The XUV felt more stable over potholes, whereas this car shakes completely, vertically and horizontally, as I've always said. The next difference you feel between an EV and an ICE car is in the braking. The braking of the BE6 is delightful. It bites the moment you press the brake. I was actually shocked by how good the brakes of the XUV700 when it was new, and the brake pads of it were just replaced. So it's not that the brakes have worn out, but the brakes of this are superb. The moment you press the brake, the car stops, there is no delay, and you actually feel a lot more connected. Also, because of the regeneration, there is a huge difference. So when you put it to L1 or L2 or L3, it is actually sharper than engine braking, and you actually get used to it. So when you're driving an ICE car, you actually have to be more careful as to when you press the brake and how hard you press it. The braking of an EV is almost every time better than an ICE car, just because these are given stronger brakes because they're given more power, and also because of the regenerative braking. So when you're braking, your brakes are also working and the regeneration is also working. Next, because of the shape of the car, there is comparatively very less wind noise. It has a very slanting windshield, so it is very aerodynamic, and the car actually cuts through the air, so you don't get too much of the wind noise. The tire noise is less, and as I told you, the insulation also makes a huge difference. These were my differences of driving an ICE car versus an EV. I've been driving an EV for the past 7 months, and I have absolutely no regrets. Comment down below if you have any questions. Comment down below what you'd like to see next. I'll be really happy to create those videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then please hit that like button. You'll also be seeing a hype button below the video. I'll really appreciate it if you could give it a click. Subscribe to Automobile Infos for more such content. I'll see you in the next one. Drive safe and have a happy journey.